Welcome back to Zach Collects Stuff. I have a different video for you. I'm going to be doing a card show this weekend, Saturday and Sunday in Maryville, Indiana. And I'm going to show you kind of how I set up for this show. So I have an assortment of different stuff that I bring with me, typically a large amount. The ones that I'm not going to feature, I have like boxes of commons, not really commons, but like stars and rookies that really aren't high end. I put those out as like dime box or 10 cents per card. And I have also 3 boxes of 70s to 90s baseball literature. So like Beckett's, Sports Digest, programs for the Blackhawks, White Sox, Cubs, and everybody else from the Chicagoland area. So I'm going to bring those. Hopefully I can move those as a lot. Maybe somebody comes in and offers me one price for everything. I would love to see that happen. That will be 3 less boxes that I have to take home with me. But I'm going to show up close some of the other stuff that I'm bringing with me. So this is just kind of how I set up or kind of prepare to go to a show. And I wanted to share it with you guys in case you ever had a question of how to prepare for your first show. So let's get into it. All right, so pardon the mess of Legos behind over here. This is the Lego room as well as my office, but I have a massive stack of boxes there all full of cards. And what I do is I bring one showcase and I put it at one end of the table. So I have one table. This show's a little bit more pricey, $125 for a table for 2 days. So basically like $65-ish per day. And so I use one showcase and I put my higher end graded cards and other cards in there. And so I'll have that on my table. I feel like it adds a little bit more high end feel to the one end of the table. And then obviously you can rotate cards in and out if you sell anything through there, but that's what I do. So I have one showcase and then the rest of the table is boxes and flats. So cards laying flat on the table. So along with my low end dime boxes, I have one box full of inserts and rookies, maybe even 2 boxes full of those. I have one buddy that likes to buy into the inserts and stuff like that in bulk, so hopefully I'll offer it to him first if he's there, and then if he doesn't want it, then I'll put it out as 25 cents a card or whatever, or maybe even 10 cents a card just to try to move it. But I have my dollar boxes, and so in my dollar boxes, what I like to put in there, I like to put in cards that are worth between $1 to $5. And a lot of times what I do with these is I put in big names, I separate it by team so it's easy to find who you're looking for, and I try to fill it with modern stuff, some maybe vintage stuff, but stuff that's between $1 to $5, like a Spectra card of really kind of a no-namer, but still a cool card, serial number, not a no-namer, it's Starling Marte. But what I do is I separate it by team, so I do the work of sorting. They don't have to really think about where their favorite player's at. They can go to that team that they're looking for, and I make it affordable for them. So $1 a piece, and typically I give them a break if they buy a stack of cards. I've had guys come in and buy 100 cards, and I give them a really good deal. So say $60 for 100 cards. Take them out of here, please. Make some room for me. They're not cards that I really want to keep. So that's kind of what I do with my dollar boxes. My next box is more everything above $5 or $3 to $5 and above. So I put in here, I mix, typically I like to keep it just rookies and just vets, but I don't really have enough just vets to fill up an entire box. So I have one row here. So things like this Juan Soto Stat SP, like a $10 card. Ronald Acuna Jr., super short print from Update. So there's Pete Alonso Stadium Club Chrome X-Fractor. Super cool card, about a $10 card. And so that's what I do here. Oh, an Ohtani rookie from Museum Collection. Really cool there. But what I like to try to do is I like to try to keep this on the table because they can obviously dig through this. I let them kind of have the freedom to dig through and do whatever they would like to do. Or I try to organize this box by team, or at least know which general area those things would be found in. So if they say, hey, do you have any Yordan Alvarez stuff? I can pull out the Jordans that I have in here. There's a cool turkey red blue numbered to 50. So this is kind of how I set up my stuff that's not dollar boxes. And then obviously I'll probably pull out like the Acuna super short print. I'll put that on the table as a flat, which would be something somebody could see and they would know that card. I also put in here fun stuff like this that I like to put on my table, not to sell. Like these are some of my favorite cards that I found recently. Like 1991 Foot Locker promos of Barry Bonds, and then there's one of Deion Sanders as well. So this box here is rookies that are not dollar box rookies and veteran inserts that are a little bit more money, like a Pujols, early Pujols, your serial numbers Pujols stuff, refractors, stuff that's just a little bit more. Basically everything $5 and above is in this box. So that's what this one is here. I also have 4 boxes from SGC of Slabs. I feel like these are just kind of super easy to store them in and transport them back and forth in. So the way this is, I have a couple of them open here. I just have, a lot of my slabs are the ones I just toss in my showcase that I have. But I have them all priced on the back. And so what I'll do is, when I get there, I'll lay some on the table, I'll put some in the showcase, and then the others I'll leave in the boxes, kind of at the back of the table, because if people want to look through slabs, I let them look through the boxes. But I have all of them priced on the back, and obviously when I price mine, I price my cards all at eBay price, right around eBay sold prices. If it's a prime player or premier player or somebody that's hot, I may go just above eBay price. But I feel like that's a safe place to be because that's about what I get for it on eBay. And then I'm always flexible on prices. As long as I'm kind of getting more than what I have into it, then I'm totally fine with that. But I also, along with the ones that I bring just to sell, I also bring a PC box, stuff that I have in my personal collection that I wouldn't normally sell. But if there's a big deal that I want to have happen, I also don't want something to stand between me getting something that I've really wanted or really want to get at that point, even if it's something that's in my PC per se. So, like this Joe Louis card. I've featured this one on a video before in here, and so you guys know that I have barely anything into it. I got the card for $12 at an antique store. I have the 20 whatever dollars into the grading fees, and so that's all I have into it. This card, I have no idea what the value is on it, but obviously you see I have an I don't want to sell it price on there for $7.50. But if it's something that's big, if it's a big Jeter card or a big Miguel Cabrera card or a cool vintage baseball card, a Mantle or something comes across and they want to trade, like I would definitely move this, even though I love this card. I would move it for something that I would like more. So I do bring personal collection cards with me just in case. And also people can get an idea of what you collect. So I have a bunch of stuff in here that's just... I don't really have price tags on them because I don't really have a value in mind for most of them. But obviously, eBay prices, like, I don't have intent on moving any Tatis stuff right now until he starts playing, until he starts kind of performing. I have this PSA 10 Topps Chrome rookie, and if I could toss this in to sweeten the deal on something else that I really want, like I would totally do it. So I do bring personal collection cards with me just in case there's something else. Obviously, I have my hard PC that's locked in the safe, stuff that I would never move, stuff that I collect and I will never not collect. But this stuff is stuff that I would like to keep, but also if in a pinch I needed to kind of use it to sweeten the deal, then that's why I bring the piece. Believe it or not, one of the more popular boxes that I've had in shows past has been my cheap slabs, relics, and autos box. I put everything in here. All these autographs and relics in here are $1. And so I just kind of say, have at it, $1 a piece. The slabs that I have in here are $5 or $10. And so good stuff in there that just maybe doesn't have much value to me now. Stuff that I've picked up along the way or I've submitted and the grades came back maybe not what I wanted, or I got them in lots on eBay. But cheap slabs, cheap relics, cheap autos. This is something that you want to have at your table. Just kind of make sure that you're getting those $1, $2, $5 sales kind of moving along. And people always like autographs of players from their favorite team that maybe aren't very valuable, but maybe they have a connection to them. So cheap boxes are always kind of fun. Value boxes, I mean, I guess whatever you want to call them. So there's that. So this box here, I have autographs, relics, and auto relics organized. So I have them by autograph, by auto relic, and by relic. So when I go to a show, I love it when a table is organized, it's clear, and it's easy to find stuff if you ask for it. So I've tried to do that with a lot of my stuff, so at least I know it's not just a conglomeration or a kind of a hodgepodge of a bunch of different stuff. I can, if this person asks if I have an auto of this person, I can say, oh, here we go. Here's the autos right here. Take a look, see if you find anything you like, or I can tear through it real quick, easy for them. So organization is key in my mind in order to have a successful show and a smooth show, so that you're not just constantly hunting for something. You know exactly where to look if somebody asks for something. Just so that I'm not completely pigeonholed into baseball, I like to have a little bit of other stuff at my table. So here in this box, I have hockey. So reasonably priced hockey, cheap hockey, lots of dollar rookies, lots of dollar stuff. Basketball, some desirable names in there, stuff that I've had in my collection for years. Some vintage football here that I picked up in a collection. So that stuff seems to move. This stuff was a 60, God, I can't remember what year these are. But I picked these up in a lot. And it seemed like it was most of them in numerical order, so a partial set there. But there was even some like Paul Warfield, Gale Sayers. This one's in terrible condition, but still a great looking card. Sonny Jurgensen, Dick Butkus, John Brody, Len Dawson, Lance Allworth, Walter Payton. So I like to have a little bit of a mix of everything, and obviously you guys know that I'm into the non-sport stuff right now. So here I have some Marvel stuff and some comic book stuff, and from that Star Wars collection that I picked up, all of the doubles that I did not need for my sets, including some Mark Hamill's, a Leia, Han Solo, an extra C-3PO, a cheap Star Wars autograph. So I feel like having a variety is going to be successful for you as well. And having stuff that people would like, not just base cards from the 80s and 90s of every sport. You want to have some kind of insert, some kind of desire factor that makes them want to come to it. Like for basketball, even though Zion's not great right now, like a pink mosaic rookie should sell for still 20 to 30 bucks. Have a Kobe on your table. Have some Michael Jordan cards in there. Just a mix of random things that maybe you don't have full expertise on, but something else that can bring more people to your table, and maybe you can include it into a package deal to kind of sweeten the pot or get you over the hump of a certain amount of money that you're looking to get. So this box here is kind of my hodgepodge box of other things. So hockey, basketball up front here, football, and non-sport stuff. So I have one more box to show you, and then we'll wrap it up. Somebody always asks for vintage baseball. And so I've always wanted to have a good assortment of vintage baseball stuff to have here. This one here, like this line here, is all decent stars and semi-stars vintage from like 50s to 60s, maybe even into the 70s and early 80s. But you can see here like Harmon Killebrew, these odd tops inserts. Couple Hank Aaron. Look at this Hank Aaron. This Hank Aaron is just beat up, but it's such a cool card. So that's kind of what I have here, vintage baseball stuff, and I'm always willing to deal with stuff because this stuff isn't going to be high grade. Just the cool stuff like this Sparky Anderson manager card. I have it for $1, you know, like stuff like this moves really easy. And then I have just an assortment of base cards from the 50s up to the 60s and 70s. So if people are chasing sets, they can look in here. And you know I'm chasing the 58 set. Oops, that's 59. The 58 set, I have a couple of them up here, just duplicates that I already have. but stuff that I can part with for $1 a piece. So I have this line of kind of vintage base, not great condition, not good condition even, but stuff that's a Preacher Row. It's a cool looking card. Stuff that I can part with at decent prices, and even bulk prices. I can move the whole row for a set price. But I have the the other vintage stuff over here as well. So there's that part. In this one too, I'm also bringing with me my Troy Tulowitzki collection. This is a collection that I worked pretty hard at kind of compiling tons of Tulowitzki relics and autographs and just kind of insert rookies and whatever else. But I'm bringing that with me just in case anybody has interest in Troy Tulowitzki. I'm just going to leave it in there. And if anybody asks for it, I mean, I could always say, oh, I left it at home, but that doesn't really sell you the card. So if I bring it with me, I have it there. The last thing that I have in here is from Modern, so like 2023, the brand new stuff, the stuff that I've been breaking on the channel here. I have just a stack of 2023 rookies, parallels, inserts from the brand new 2023 Series 1. So I wanted to bring with a stack of that stuff. Have this Vaughn Grissom blue that's selling really well right now, between 25 and 40 bucks. So I put a $30 price tag on there. But I bring just a bunch of the top rookies and some of the decent inserts, and then I also bring just a stack of the common inserts and a stack of the common rookies. The guys that aren't the big names, not the Riley Greens, not the Gunnar Hendersons, just a bunch of the normal rookies. So I have those brand new ones that people are still working on building sets and still working on collecting those new rookies. I have those separated so that I can just kind of easily grab those. I'll have them on the table and say, here's where they are. So let me move this box out of the way and we can wrap it up. All right, so I hope this type of video has helped you kind of think about how to organize your cards as you go into a card show. And I feel like the theme of this should be organization. Now, not many things in my life are that organized, but when it comes to cards, it just makes sense to me that you would organize cheaper cards by team, cards that a little bit more, kind of organize them by player or team or whatever makes sense to you. Everything else, slabbed cards, organize it by sport. Make it easy for the person looking for a certain thing. I know, and I think back to a certain card vendor that my buddy John and I used to go to, and he would have great cards on his table, but every time you would ask for the price of a card, he would grab a Beckett and he would look up the price of that card, and it was always super high. And so you put the card down and you look at the guy's face and you say, I'm never coming back to this guy's table again. And so you don't want to be that vendor. You want to make sure that your stuff makes sense and that it's organized. So again, I hope that this type of video is informative and helps you out, and kind of as you think about setting up at a card show, you think about organizing your cards just for your own hunting. And this is fun for me. I'm excited about this show, and I'll give you guys a review on how the show goes when it's over. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic weekend. I know I will. See you later.